giving somebody the blues today.
I think it's very interesting what Street Fighter is doing right now with Street Fighter 6. Like, just excluding the graphics, excluding this free roam Yakuza story that they're trying to do. What I'm talking about is Ryu and Ken. These two guys are the face of Street Fighter. Ryu and Ken is like the face of fighting games. And right now, they're in the process of replacing them. So just to give you guys a basis of where I'm coming from with this. Ken has been one of my favorite fighting game characters since I was a child. I remember playing fighting games with my dad, and he would pick Blanca and spam electricity, and I would pick Ken and try to spam fireballs, right? I grew up with this character, but as I grew up, the character has grown stagnant. And I think this is one crucial downfall of fighting games. We love these characters, but these characters doesn't age. These characters doesn't progress. 5 games, and Ken kind of feels like the same character he was. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. That's good because Ken will always be Ken, and people will love that. When they return to Street Fighter, they will know this is Ken. I remember him. Let me play him. But at the same time, these fighting games have to pull in a bigger crowd.
It's called branding and marketing. Just because you start out one way and you have a losing record doesn't mean you have to live the rest of your life that way. You can reinvent yourself.
So as I get older, you hope that you're blessed with opportunities, and it's an old saying, but to sort of reinvent or reintroduce yourself to people who may not know who you are.
Video games is the biggest they ever been. They're making the most money they ever have. And yet fighting games is still this niche on its own island, scraping for coins to host an event. You go to a tournament and there's 5,000 people competing for $2,000. You know what I mean? These fighting games have to do something different. I like that they're in the process of replacing Ken and Ryu. I know that statement alone is going to get people to dislike the video and all that stuff, but you have to look at why they're doing it, right? These characters have grown stagnant. The same story over and over and over again. Rinse, wash, and repeat. Chun-Li's kind of in a different realm. With female characters, you have the waifu subculture that will never let that character go. So it's going to be a lot harder to replace her, but I think they may be building up the same thing. If you look at the character Lin Fei or Fei Lin, whatever her name is, maybe in 2-3 games, they will be doing the same for her. But let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me show you guys what I mean. I have a leak here. This is from Reddit, and it kind of summarizes what Ken is going to be. I have another leak that I'll talk about in just a second that summarizes what Luke and Jamie is going to be. And then I also have a tweet that talks about Ono, the differences between Street Fighter 5 and 6. It's very interesting, but let's start with this. From what I've read from the guy who leaked Street Fighter 6 to begin with, Ken wanted to pursue the same dream as Ryu. Ryu, for the past 5 games and all the spin-offs, he's always been trying to become more powerful. And that's a good story, that's a good setup, but after a while it gets stale, it gets stiff, it gets predictable. But that's Ryu's story, trying to get powerful, trying to find new opponents. And Ken wants the same thing, which is kind of fascinating because I don't know if you guys know this, but there's the Violent Ken storyline. I believe it was like in Ultimate 2 Street Fighter or something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Violent Ken was brainwashed. He was being manipulated, and he was kind of lusting for power and lusting for to get stronger. And at the end of that storyline, he beats Bison. Bison is the one controlling him. And when he beats Bison, he breaks free of the mind control, and he says he's never going to be like Ryu. He's never going to chase power, because in that Violent Ken form, that's what he was doing, chasing power, chasing opponents. And in that moment, he got a taste of what maybe Ryu's going through. Now, Eliza is his wife, or ex-wife, however you want to say it now. Eliza got tired of him and left Ken and took Mel. Mel is Ken's child. So she divorced him, she left him, and took the kids. And what I really like about this too is how real this is. Divorce, breakups, losing the kids, that's such a real thing that happens. And I think this is why people are reacting to it the way that they are, because it's a very real situation that a lot of people experience and a lot of people can relate to. The dog tags you see Ken wearing is actually males. So in his leaked design, I won't show the actual leaked. What I will show is fan art of the leak. You can see he has a necklace around his neck. That's his son's. The next bullet point says Laura and Sean make cameos as they're trying to bring Ken back. They also explain what's going on to the player. Now, I think this is kind of interesting. Well, the first part. So Ken is kind of going to be this wandering, homeless bum. And you're going to have Sean, which Sean he's treated very badly in the past. He once told Sean, go away, don't come back until you beat Ryu. And the fact that Sean is trying to help him even after all of that says a lot about his character. Laura, I don't know too much about her, but she's also trying to help. There's other people who's trying to help him, and we'll get to that in a second. The part here that say they also explain what's going on to the player. To me, this sounds like your created character will also be there. Your created character will be like seeing this. You'll be also trying to help Ken and, go on the journey with these characters. The next bullet point, Luke tries to help Ken regain his fighting spirit. Many characters call Ken washed up in wind quotes. Now Luke is trying to replace Ken and Ryu, but the way that he's doing it, he's sort of there to uplift these characters. Ken has fallen off his path. He's lost his way. But you have this new character, which there's two ways to view Luke right now. Gameplay wise, which is broken and unfair, and then you have just the actual character itself, which I don't really see people critiquing that much. Everyone seems to like or at least be okay with the character. They maybe don't like that he's replacing Luke or Ken, but I don't see anyone just, hating on him for no reason. Unless you're one of the people who's just negative. I have a comment here from someone who's just angry. Some people are just angry to be angry, and those people, you just gotta ignore them. Before I hit record on this video, what I was thinking about in terms of Ken and Ryu and how iconic they are, I was thinking a lot about like Darth Vader. Darth Vader is a really iconic and cool character, but we know everything there is to know about him. We know the beginning, middle, and end. And for Star Wars, it's not really much they can do with Darth Vader that's new, that's original, that doesn't contradict or retcon things of the past. And that's kind of like where they're at with Ryu and Ken. We don't know the ending, but it seems like with fighting games, these characters will never get to that. Every game, they're the same thing, rinse, washed, and repeat. Let's look at the next screenshot. Why does Ken look that way? Ken goes on a journey similar to Ryu to master his skills, but it cost him his fiance and family. So he's looking to fight Ryu once more to regain his glory. Kind of like trying to relive the glory days, midlife crisis kind of thing. Now the portion in here from Luke and Jamie says, it tended to be the new Ryu and Ken of the series and the face of the franchise going forward. And you can kind of see that in the trailers and the marketing. Whenever they show these characters, Luke is up front and Jamie is, kind of right there with him. The reason why I'm all for it is because I want the story to become unpredictable. The way people theorize and speculate what's going to happen in the new Marvel movie and what's going to happen in the new Star Wars and Stranger Things, that's what I want fighting games. We lose that because the characters never progress. Tekken kind of does the same thing. You have the three main characters, Heihachi, Kazuya, and Jin. Every single game, these three characters are just punching each other. There's not really progression there. Mortal Kombat, they kind of broke this mode. You have Liu Kang now replacing Raiden as the god of fire and thunder. Now, Liu Kang is the mentor. Now, he is the protector of Earthrealm. I hope they don't retcon or change that in Mortal Kombat 12 because I think that definitely pushes the story forward. It changes things a bit. You wonder where will it go next. And with Ken, I'm seeing a lot of people doing the same thing. A lot of people are wondering what will happen to Ken. How will it end, right? The tweet here from Ratio ADV, it gives kind of a breakdown, like a timeline. It says Ono leaves Capcom. Street Fighter V becomes way more fun since his departure. Street Fighter 6's reveal already looks better than Street Fighter V reveal. Old Capcom fighting game IPs are starting to become more noticed and used since his departure. I really don't have too much of an opinion of Ono. When he was controlling the company, I wasn't really doing YouTube. I wasn't really too engaged in the community or the behind the scenes, so I can't really say good or bad. But what I will say is since he's left, Street Fighter V has become bigger and more, I would say, like the tournaments have improved. Even though they're having a problem with Luke and Rose balancing, the tournaments have become more entertainable. Also, Street Fighter 6 look way better. Their trailers look incredible. You have Street Fighter characters showing up in Fortnite. That's something that Tekken should do, Mortal Kombat should do. I don't know if Mortal Kombat could do it actually, but you can tell him leaving is having a big impact. And right now, it kind of looks like they're doing everything good. I'm trying to stay level-headed about the whole situation and not get too hyped up, but I think this game is going to be a big one. It's going to make a splash. I'm really interested to see how Ken's story unfolds. And this is possibly the most interested I've been about Ken and Ryu in years. And it is kind of sad for the character. Like I said, it's relatable. This character was at the highest of highs, winning tournaments, one of the best fighters on the planet. Now he's struggling. Now he has people that he talked down to is circling back to try and help him. I think that's a very fascinating thing to experience. The final thing that I want to read, this kind of just shows where Ken was and where he is. This is pulled from Dan's wiki. It's about Ken. It says, Dan is jealous of Ken for many reasons. His unending supply of money, his good fortune with women, his superior fighting ability, and constant good luck. Dan believes Ken to be spoon-fed rich boy and that real men are hard workers like him. Ken happily exploits Dan's jealousy as he has no qualm beating Dan up for the fun of it. Ken's family has little patience for Dan as well. Eliza Masters, for example, believes him to be an obnoxious idiot. The post on subreddit makes a good point. I wonder how Dan would react to seeing Ken and how far he's fallen. I just want to do this video and talk a little bit about Ken's story and what he's possibly going through and how it can unfold. And also, I think it's very interesting when we talk about Luke and Jamie replacing Ken and Ryu. I don't think that's anything that any of the other games would try to do. Like for Tekken 8, people still say that Heihachi should return. He will return. And that's kind of like the downfall of fighting games. The story is too repetitive, it's too predictable. We need these curveballs. Like the best thing about a story is a beginning, the origin, the middle, the climax, and the ending, the conclusion. But with fighting games, we never get the conclusion. It almost seems like we never even get the climax. I really commend Street Fighter for trying to develop the game the way that they are, and they're trying to do something different. And also Mortal Kombat, they're trying to do something different and push the story forward. Tekken, we'll have to see what they do in Tekken 8. Will they too take liberties and try to give us something new, or will they fall in the trap of being repetitive and the same thing, and these characters just get boring after a while? But that's going to be it. I just want to talk about this and share my thoughts on it. I know the FGC, this is definitely a mixed topic of, this is definitely a controversial topic because like I said, Ken, Ryu, they're the face of fighting games. So when you're trying to replace that, you're definitely going to ruffle feathers and you're definitely going to upset people, right? It's like out with the old, in with the new. The old will not like it. The new, you hope they accept it. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Has ended. An enemy has been slain.